I'm Katie Martin.
And I'm Chris Hicks, and we're Extension Agents with the University of Tennessee.
Every day, Extension agents in 95 counties across the state help ensure Tennesseans have better farms, homes, and communities.
We're traveling the Upper Cumberland to introduce you to the farmers, families, and Extension agents who are cultivating communities.
Hey everyone, we're excited to be in Wilson County today for our first episode of Cultivating Communities.
We're going to go catch up with Lucas Holman with UT-TSU Extension. He's going to take us on a couple of farms to meet real-life farmers who are focusing on marketing directly to their consumers.
My name is Lucas Holman, and I'm one of the Extension agents in our county. I work mostly with the horticulture department, and I work a lot with homeowners. I work a lot with our fruit and vegetable producers in our county. We have some other people who work on various other projects in our county. We have family consumer science, 4-H, and other programs that are happening in our county, but I mostly work with the horticulture people in our county. Some of the things that we have in Wilson County, we're extremely diverse. We have everything from alpacas to zebras. So I have no clue what question's actually going to hit my phone or hit my door each day. Pretty much in our county, we have all kinds of vegetable producers and all sorts of fruit producers. I think if it's a fruit or vegetable that can be grown in the South, we can find a farmer in Wilson County that's actually producing it. One of our larger programs in Wilson County is the Wilson County Master Gardener Association. We've got a very active group of over 100 master gardeners. Now there are some trainings and there are some volunteer requirements for these programs, but they help maintain a lot of gardens throughout the county. So we'll have gardens all the way from Mount Juliet to Lebanon and all the way in between that we help maintain. Today we're here in Fiddler's Grove and we have quite a few beds that we help maintain. So the goal of the Master Gardeners is education. Last year with COVID, everybody was stuck at home. Everybody tried to discover gardening last year. And I think that's going to roll into the next couple of years also. So we're seeing an influx of people gardening. And a lot of these gardening questions that we're getting in our office, especially about bugs or diseases, are questions from first-time gardeners who've never actually experienced anything like that. And I think that's one of my favorite part of my jobs, is actually trying to help out some of these younger gardeners who may be in their 40s or 50s, who are actually discovering gardening for the first time and trying to learn some of the hiccups that we may have in Wilson County. We have the best county fair in the entire state also, so go ahead and mark your calendars for August 12th through the 21st. This year, our highlight, we basically highlight an agricultural commodity each year. This year is the year of beef, so you're going to see a lot of beef facts, you're going to see a lot of focus on beef, and also we're going to have a lot of input from the Tennessee local beef farmers. We're going to have a lot of input from the Tennessee Beef Council. We've kind of pulled in a lot of good players also to highlight beef, and we've got a lot of great farmers in our county that focus on beef. And another good program in our county is the Master Beef Program. We have a lot of farmers who utilize that program, especially this year. We had some hiccups. We had to do some of the Zoom things, so we had a lot of farmers who were able to take a part of that program through Zoom and some other avenues.
Hi, I'm Helen McPeak with the Wilson County Fair. I'm the executive director, and I have the privilege of working here on the James E. Ward Ag Center grounds and working on the plans for the 2021 fair. We are so excited that this year we will be having the fair, for one thing, since we only had the livestock shows last year. And this year, our theme will be honoring hometown heroes. We have over 150 events and activities that take place during the fair. We've got over 1,600 fair volunteers that actually put on the fair every year. And so we are excited that all of those committees are coming together to do that. And it's just a special time for everybody in the community. So everybody come out to the Wilson County Fair on August the 12th through the 21st and enjoy the fun because it is family fun and ag education too. So everybody come out and join us.
Our first stop today in Wilson County is at 7 Cedars Butcher Block. We're going to catch up with Stephen George, who is selling beef directly to the consumer.
I'm Stephen George. I'm with 7 Cedars Farm down towards Shop Springs off Sparta Pike here in Lebanon. Also owner of 7 Cedars Butcher Block, where we opened off of the farm where we are raising predominantly red Angus beef, pigs, lambs, chickens, laying chickens, and meat chickens. So we've been here for 5 years in the community, and we wanted to bring our farm fresh meats to the community at a retail space. We were selling, like every other farmer, direct to custom orders, and wanted to bring something to the community where they didn't have to buy a whole cow or a whole pig and all that, and they could get it farm fresh. It's never frozen. We raise everything with no GMOs, no hormones, no antibiotics, and everything's pasture raised, well taken care of and treated. And we just pride ourselves on bringing the community a farm fresh meat, whether it's beef, pork, chicken, or lamb, and never frozen. Everybody seems to be, really fired up about it. We're fired up about it. It's been an adventure, to say the least, but we're making it happen. I guess you'd say I'm a first-generation farmer. I grew up, my dad was a butcher down in Alabama. We grew up in the butcher shop, so that's our background. And I wanted to get into the farming and raise a prime beef, high-quality proteins. And so that's what really spurred me, was whenever I got out of school, I really wanted to jump on raising good quality products. The hardest thing we've had to overcome with the farm is, like every other farmer, is growing your herd, having a good healthy herd, and being able to provide for them. A big challenge has been land. It's not easy to come by to grow animals. That's been a big hurdle, but growing a good healthy herd and a good bloodline was a real challenge and a learning curve for me, for sure. It was about a 5-year learning curve, but after like everything else, researching, talking, and working with people and getting the right breed in there, have figured that out. A big challenge with the butcher shop, opening it up, is basically getting people to realize we are here and that we are farm-raised beef right here in Wilson County. Everything is local. The proteins are local, and that everybody, as soon as they come in, they're comparing us to a Publix or a Kroger, a box store, grocery store, and we're not that. We're not shipping this in from wherever, frozen and prepackaged. We're raising these animals and finishing them and bringing them to the public completely fresh and a higher quality product. And I know where they came from. I know what they're fed. I know how they lived, and I'm on the full spectrum. And that's just been a huge challenge, is getting everybody educated to what the butcher shop has to offer, and understanding that we're not that grocery store. We're a specialty farm-raised beef. In reference to COVID, I've been trying to open this shop. We've been here now 7 months. Obviously, we opened up in COVID. Been trying to get it open for the last 2 years, and the challenge of finding a location was a hurdle. That we had a lot of doors shut on us, a lot of things fell through, and I think it was more of a blessing because this one right here on the square opened up. I mean, just everything kind of like fell into place. Of course, it did happen in COVID, so then that pushed back getting construction done a little bit, but more permitting and getting permits and everything to open. So that pushed us back a little bit as a hurdle, but once we did get open, COVID did help us because the stores were running out of meat and product, and we had it because I'm raising it. So it was like everybody found us that was in dire need of getting some meats and proteins, and it really helped build our client base up really quick, and we've got some real good regulars. They were open to anything at that point because of the shortage. So, and then they learned real quick the difference. I was like, your stuff is totally different than what's in the grocery store. I was like, yes, it's local farm-raised beef and it's fresh and well taken care of, and everybody's slowly learning the difference. But yeah, COVID was a somewhat of a curse and a blessing. We're 7 Cedars Butcher Block here on the square in Lebanon, 135 Public Square, southwest corner in the big parking lot. We are open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We do take custom orders all the time, place ahead orders, pickup orders, curbside orders. But yeah, we have everything locally available, beef, pork, chicken, and lamb. Again, it's all fresh, never frozen, and we're local business, family run. Got mom and dad in the back and brother, so it's definitely a tight-knit family operation in a full spectrum.
Join us as we head over to Shop Springs Creamery to talk to dairy farmer Jeffrey Turner as he shows us a little bit about how this business started during COVID and how they're selling directly to the consumer in Wilson County.
So my name is Jeffrey Turner. My wife and I, Elizabeth, own and operate Shop Springs Creamery here in Shop Springs, Tennessee, which is between Lebanon and Watertown on Sparta Pike, Highway 70. We get our milk from Turner Dairy, which is across the road. My brother and I own and operate Turner Dairy. We milk about 100 cows, and we process part of that milk here at Shop Springs Creamery, which we make into, we bottle milk, and we also make ice cream here at the creamery. My family's been farming for several generations in this community, and my great-grandfather moved here in the 1930s after the Depression and began farming. He bought a farm here and began farming, and then we've kind of joined a few farmers together since then, and mostly always milk cows. My dad started milking cows in about the 70s up until the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s when he sold out, and my brother and I built a new facility in 2014 and have been operating in that facility ever since. So we just built the creamery here. We opened up in November of 2019. So that's been a big learning experience for us the past couple of years. When we built the new facility to milk cows in 2014, my brother and I, we had plans to expand that facility and milk more cows. And about a year and a half or 2 years after we started milking in that facility, the dairy industry made some very large changes. There was a lot of uneasiness in the market. Some people lost their market for their milk. We didn't know if we were going to be able to keep our market, so there was just a lot of volatility there. I'd always wanted to process our own milk, and we kind of expedited that train of thought once we started experiencing some of these uneasy times in the market sector of the dairy business. So that's when my wife and I decided to go through with building the creamery. And it's something, it took a few years to come to fruition as far as researching and kind of getting the capital together to do what we wanted to do and build what we wanted to build. We toured a lot of creameries and talked to lots of folks that gave us great advice on how to start and what to do first and kind of the steps to take to get to where we are today. We were real fortunate when we started that our business exploded. COVID kind of did the opposite for our business that it did for a lot of businesses, and that's one reason because we had a drive-through window in our building. That was something that I didn't really think we needed, but my wife was pretty adamant about having, so I compromised on when we built the building. I put 2 windows on either end of the building that kind of matched and looked nice, and we put horizontal sliding windows on the store end of the building, so if we ever wanted to make a drive-through window, we could. So about 5 months after we were in business, COVID hit, and everybody was closing their doors, and the country kind of shut down. Everybody was staying at home. Kids were home from school. I think basically parents had nothing to do, and we had a drive-through window, so we opened it up and used the safest practices that we could of serving our customers. And we just had, we were just very fortunate, very blessed on as many people that heard about us and found out about us that did, and we've grown from there. It's been a great adventure so far, but you know, the whole thing that started this was the uneasiness in the markets, and we wanted to go direct to consumer instead of, you know, involving the third-party processor. We wanted to hold on to our product and put it directly into our consumers' hands, and so that's why we did what we did. And so far it's paying off, so we'll see how what the future holds, but we're pretty excited going forward. You know, there's a lot of aspects to our farming operation. We have the dairy farm. We milk about 100 cows, and then we have my wife and I have the creamery where we process the milk here and bottle milk and make ice cream. And then we also have, of course, all our replacements and young stock that we raise, and we grow out some beefs and feed out some steers. And then we also farm about 700 acres, 800 acres of row crops. So it's just, you know, there's certain times of year that are extremely busy for us, and other times where we just milk cows and process milk. So, but it's just kind of a balancing act. This is one of those times of the year where, you know, we're trying to, you know, be in the fields, you know, work ground, plant corn, plant beans, but we still have to milk cows and process milk because milk doesn't have much of a shelf life. So we gotta, you know, that's something that always keeps moving. So as far as our biggest challenge, I would say it's crucial time management and making sure that we, you know, making every hour of every day count. Being involved in production agriculture, I think it's a sense of satisfaction just working with God's creation. I mean, we get to, you know, tend the land that He put here for us to tend, and that, to me, that's the biggest thing. You know, probably my favorite. I love, you know, the dairy and the cows, and I love being able to hand our product straight to a consumer, and get that satisfaction. But you know, some of my favorite work is done in the field. You know, planting corn and working ground. To me, that's just about as close as I can get to, you know, doing what I just truly love to do. And that's where all this starts. I mean, you know, the cows don't just give milk because we feed them anything. You know, we grow quality forage for our cattle, and you know, that goes into making a nutritious product and a healthy product for you guys, the consumers, to consume. And so, you know, to me, that's kind of where it all starts. That's some of my favorite work is in the field, and then, you know, seeing that, you know, we're basically planting a corn seed this spring, you know, this week and last week, and that seed is going to grow, and we're going to chop that plant and feed that to our cows, and they're going to produce milk, and we're going to bring that milk here. So I mean, to me, it's just all, I guess that's the satisfaction I get with production agriculture, is just being able to, and now not only production agriculture, but I guess, would you call it retail agriculture? I'm not real sure, but we're taking it straight to that consumer. So we're, you know, completely full circle, and it's just very rewarding to me to be able to do that. Yeah, we have a great extension program in Wilson County. New director, Mr. Lucas Holman. He reaches out to us usually at least on a monthly basis, kind of seeing how things are going, and you know, if we could use any resources. I know just yesterday he had a soil scientist out here from UT that was doing some, you know, checking out some wheat and stuff and looking at some different things on that end of stuff, and just very, you know, resourceful for us. And I've had several questions, and you know, if you call Lucas, and just like our county director's always been, if you call and ask them a question, if they don't know the answer, they'll find you the answer. And I think that's probably true with extension across the state, but we're pretty fortunate here in Wilson County to have a resource that's, you know, kind of endless in a sense. You know, we can find out anything we need to know. The way to support local agriculture, in my opinion, is to buy local. I'm trying to buy your products local. I know there's lots of beef operations who have, you know, gained the proper licensing from the state of Tennessee to be able to sell their own products at the farm gate. Some of them we sell here in our store. So, you know, that's all local. Those are local farm families. If you buy meat from those families, you're directly supporting. I mean, there's no better way to support local agriculture and production agriculturalists than to buy those products. So here in our store at Shop Springs Creamery, we have a variety of products, not just dairy products. We have beef, pork, and lamb. We also sell eggs, we sell honey, and everything in our store except we sell cheese from Flowers Creamery. It's also a new creamery that's come online in southern Middle Tennessee, Etheridge, Tennessee, and they're obviously not in Wilson County. They're in Etheridge, Tennessee, and Lawrence County. We sell their cheese, and that's the only thing that's produced outside of Wilson County that we sell. And the reason we do that is because there's no one in Wilson County, producing cheese currently in a grade A facility like the Flowers have. So other than that, everything here in our store is grown or produced right here in Wilson County. So that's kind of our claim to being local and having local products. If you shop here at our store, you're supporting local farmers and supporting my family as well. So, again, we really appreciate all of our customers and the feedback we've gotten in the community from what we've done so far.
We had a great time here today in Wilson County. We appreciate Lucas Holman, 7 Cedars Farm, Shop Springs Creamery for taking the time to visit with us and educate us and you all about marketing, agriculture, locally based, locally grown products. We appreciate that.
Absolutely. And if you have the opportunity, definitely head out to Shop Springs Creamery because that ice cream was delicious. We loved visiting with these farmers and seeing their passion for local products and just how excited they are to get their farm fresh products into the hands of the people in their community.
One resource for those who may be thinking about their own value-added enterprise is the UT Farm Bureau Partnership, the Center for Profitable Agriculture. They have a lot of great resources on value-added businesses, as well as your local UT-TSU Extension office.
Thanks so much for joining us this time as we're cultivating communities. We'll hope you'll tune back in next time and join us.
Yeah, show him how it's done. I don't think he's doing a good job.
Did I start? We're traveling across the Upper Cumberland to introduce you to the farmers, families, and extension agents for cultivating communities.
Oh, that one was the best one.
All right, I'm gonna say UT-TSU Extension. We're gonna get it right on this one. Here we go.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll hope you beat. Sorry.
Almost had it. We were there. We were at the finish line. It was right there.
That's how I do
All right,
things,
that's
though. I
fine.
don't mess up at the
Okay,
beginning.
it's fine.
Okay.
Is there somebody in that vehicle watching us? That'd be awkward.
Hope not.